this is Rosanne Araneta, and you can find me on rosannearaneta.com. Today we are going to make pom-poms, just like these. There are many things you can do with these, but of course, we will start with the simple and most basic way of doing them. And this is by using a tool that you get from an online shop like Shopee or Lazada. Of course, we will need yarn, and we will also need felt cloth cutouts for the face. You can cut those up anytime you like before the activity. These are googly eyes or wiggly eyes. And of course, scissors and glue. Now I'd like to show you what I found online, and these are pom-pom making rings. Very important that you have to align the rings. You will see bumpy sides. The bumpy side of one should match with the not bumpy side of the other. Okay? And vice versa. Later on, when it is filled with yarn, you're going to lock them close or closed. And there are latches. You have to be very careful with these latches. They're kind of not very sturdy. So if they pop out, you can just pop them back in. Alright, that's for later. I just wanted you to see it without any yarn on the pom-pom making rings. Let's begin. I've chosen 3 colors, blue, black, and white for my yarn. It matches the tablecloth, and I'm sorry about that, but I figured these were my thickest yarns and I could do a lot with them for this activity. I've also chosen a not the biggest size of rings, but anyway, all you need to do is wind your yarn around the rings. At this point, it doesn't have to be very neat. Later on, we can trim the yarn when we've gotten our sphere. But right now, all you need to do is wind, and go as thick as you can. I went around this side of the ring about 3 times before I transferred to the other side. Please note that you make a little space between the 2 rings. See that finger? I'm making sure that the yarn is stretched before I move on to making about 3 rows of the yarn here on this side. So when you're satisfied, all you need to do is stop. Okay, so remember, the thinner or the less rows of yarn, the thinner your pom-pom will be, or it won't be as lush. Now, we're going to close the ring by attaching the latches, okay, to the other half or to the other side. Oopsies. But you know what I mean. You know what should be done. I showed you earlier. So push those latches down and to secure it. Before we continue, choose another colored string so it's easy to tell the pom-pom from the string apart. And for this purpose, I chose color yellow. And I'm going to make a length that is very comfortable for me. That feels like about a 1.5 feet. And I doubled it. Now, there's a space where the latch is. There's a little canal, okay? Fit your scissors through that. And that's how you're going to cut through all the yarn that has been wound. And make sure that the yarn on the left and on the right don't fly out, okay? So I'm keeping my hand as still as possible, and I'm making sure I can keep all the yarn from falling out of that ring or that hole of the ring. I'll just go around slowly and make sure to cut as much as I can. And once I've done that, I'm going to get my yellow string and place it in that canal, okay, in that space in between the 2 rings. And I will proceed to tie a knot. Now, kids, just in case this portion is a little difficult, you may want to ask for an adult's assistance here. You can have them tie the knot for you, or you can have them hold down the knot while you go and do a securing knot, a second knot. Okay, at this point, I will be pushing the rings aside or apart so I can see better. And just make sure that you've gotten a tight grip on all the pieces. And the moment I pull on the strings, making that first knot and up to the second knot, the yarn will start bunching up and forming like a sphere. So that's a 3D round shape, right? Like a ball. Now I'm trying very hard to pull and tighten that knot to create some roundness. Now you'll notice there are a lot of pieces that are sticking out of the sphere, and we now get our scissors to trim. Okay, you can pretend to be a barber or a stylist at this point and just look for those pieces, those odd pieces that are really out of place, and cut them. So go slowly and go gently. Okay, some people tend to cut so quickly and they cut more than they should. Now I'm just zhuzhing it up to find that spherical shape that we are looking for in a pom-pom. And I think we've got it. Now, the next thing we need to do is accessorize. Once we do, it will be a totally different and spanking new pom-pom. Okay, here you can opt to do things with felt cloth, with felt paper, with wiggly eyes or googly eyes. In this case, I did a combination. So with the googly eyes, I put white glue at the back. Now it may take some time before the glue really takes hold on the yarn, so manage your expectations on this point. And the longer the yarn or the bigger the pom-pom, it may be a little difficult to attach those wiggly or googly eyes, and you might need more glue than you think you will need. You can put ears, you can put a nose and whiskers and such, but in my case, just to simplify today's activity, I'm just going to put a mouth using glue, and then this will be a done deal. We will finish off this pom-pom right here. There, all done. For more content, you can find me on TikTok, YouTube, IG, and Facebook.